Italian Football Podcast.
Let's start with the first one, which has been sent in from CJ Barile. He says, crazy Italian football presidents are a dying breed. You could argue Napoli president Aurelio De Laurentiis is the last of his kind. What are your favorite Aurelio De Laurentiis quotes? I know which one yours is.
Well, there's so many. There's
I
so
know which
many.
one yours is.
There's so many of
definitely know.
these. There's so many of these, Nima, that I feel like every single one of the best ones deserves their own story. They're all that good, and I feel like all of these will go viral on social media. Like they're that good if you haven't heard of them. So the best one of all is, it's not even close, is it? The best one. And I remember this well because I was working for Goal at the time, and it was when Napoli came back into Serie A, and they had a group of really talented young players. They had Marek Hamsik, they had Ezequiel Lavezzi, they had Walter Gargano. Who else did they have? Cavani came afterwards as well. It was a fantastic Gökhan Inler. It was a fantastic group of players. They were doing really well at the top of Serie A, and they started to attract a lot of interest from all these players from the Premier League, especially, but clubs around Europe. And it was the player in question that brought about this legendary quote from Aurelio De Laurentiis was Marek Hamsik. Marek Hamsik was the subject of interest from a number of top Premier League clubs. I think it might have been Liverpool that wanted to sign him. Yeah. And so it was all over the media that, Hamsik was going to go to England, the Premier League were going to sign him this summer. And then De Laurentiis gives out this quote, and he says, "The English live badly, eat badly, and their women do not wash their genitalia. To them, a bidet is a mystery." I mean, come on. It's just brilliant. It's just brilliant. And he was like, why would Hamsik want to go and play in England? The English live badly.
Can you imagine waking up every day in Liverpool? You only have the house of the Beatles, Abbey Road.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's brilliant.
It's in London. It's in London. It's not even in Liverpool.
Yeah. I have to say that apparently that was actually a fake quote, and I think Napoli actually came out and said that was a fake quote. That was this summer, wasn't it? That was this summer. That one. Yeah, that was fake, but this one was real. This was a real quote. He really did say that, and I remember there was a lot of anger at the time. It went over the English media, and a lot of anger from obviously English women were very upset about this, to be told that they don't wash their genitalia. But I can say one thing is absolutely true. The bidet is a mystery in England. It is a mystery. Like no one.
No, he did say that. That's apparently true. It's not. He did say that about Abbey Road.
No, they put out a statement.
But it wasn't this summer. It was in 2024. Or no, it was actually before that. It was years and years and years ago.
Okay. Well, he didn't say it this summer anyway, because they put out a statement saying it wasn't true. I think
he told Le Parisien apparently in many years ago.
All right. Okay. So that has to be my favorite. Has to be my.
I knew that was your favorite, and I because it's so unhinged. But I think when he
tell me your favorite and tell the story of it.
I think that one has to be it, because I think my favorite moment of his is when he jumps on someone's bike. Like, he insults everyone in the Serie A, sends them all a quel paese, and then he just jumps on the bike and randomer on the street and rides off on the bike. That is just
that was after I believe before the start of the season, when they do the fixtures announcement.
The fixture list,
at the fixture list, and he wasn't happy with the way that it was randomly drawn, and he tried to say that basically, the big clubs, Juventus, Inter Milan, got like their fixtures in a certain beneficial way for them, whereas Napoli got it like I can't remember exactly what it was, but he just stormed out and he started swearing at everyone. There's footage of this as well. Actually.
That's what I mean. That's my favorite moment.
He starts swearing at everyone, and then he just jumps onto a stranger's moped
bike and tells them to ride off
on the back of it with no helmet on, and they ride off into the sunset.
Yeah, like that is just, and the guy had no idea. No one knew who that poor guy was, and it's just, but he's insane. Like he is the last of a dying breed, and it's not just, I mean, these eccentric football presidents that exist. They're of a certain generation. Like it's not just, of course, they were more prevalent in Italy and in Spain. I mean, Jesus Gil, Atletico Madrid, was just insane. But my favorite story, I think, ever is Bertil Kristiansson. We don't have owners because Sweden's football clubs it's the 51% rule, so they're owned by the members, right? Bertil Kristiansson was a local businessman here in Gothenburg for a tiny club. He was the president of a tiny local club called Västra Frölunda. You could write a 500-page book about the stories that he did while he was alive. He used to be the speaker at the games as well, like during the games. And when he wasn't happy with what the coach was doing, he used to turn on the speaker and said, Frölunda is considering making a change, this player for that player. That was his way of telling the coach who to bring on and take off. But the absolute favorite story ever is Bertil he decided that he wanted to, this was like in the 90s, early 90s, he wanted to turn football into a show, right? So there's a big amusement park in the middle of the city of the Gothenburg called Liseberg. It's huge. It's one of Europe's biggest. And their mascot is a big bunny, right? A big green bunny. And he had it was around then that Canal Plus had just bought the rights to the Swedish top flight, and they were in the Swedish top flight. And he wanted to hype up the first game, I think it was, of the season. So he, and to hype up and bring kids and families. So he demanded that they were going to present the match ball in the most extravagant way ever by having a helicopter land on the middle of the pitch with someone dressed as the bunny. We're coming out of the helicopter with the match ball, putting it on the middle of the pitch. There's only one problem. This transpired, but with a difference, of course, that when the bunny came out of the helicopter, the guy took off his mask and puked. Vomited right on the pitch. The ball went anywhere. Children are crying. There's a helicopter. The ball goes everywhere. It's just complete chaos. And then the story goes that Bertil then looks at the helicopter while all of this chaos is going, and he says, "You can get to Spain in 2 hours in one of those," pointing at the helicopter, and then just walks off. Like he was just not there. Like he went at half time, he went to a defender and said, "That is the worst defensive intervention in the 70-year history of this club," and then just walked out. Like he was absolutely insane. He was unhinged, completely unhinged. But he's one of the funniest characters that ever existed.
I mean, the Italian presidents are the best.
Zamparini. Zamparini and Bertil Kristiansson. I mean, those kinds of. They're all from the same generation.
Zamparini. There was a great story of Zamparini, similar to the De Laurentiis one, where there was a summer when Palermo were fantastic, and they created a great team with Cavani and Ilicic and who else did Palermo have during that time?
Barzagli, Grosso, Zaccardo.
Yeah, Luca Toni before. I mean, they went for a good period, didn't they, with Zamparini? And then all the English clubs tried to poach their players.
He called them pirates.
Yeah, he called them pirates. Just the pirates. They come in here looting our looting.
My favorite Zamparini story is going on another unhinged rant about how he's angry at the coach. And he was going to, and then they asked him, "Well, are you going to sack him?" And he says, "I don't know yet." And he says, "When do you know?" "After I finish eating this ice cream." Like, it's just, you know, but I have to say, one of the best things ever was when he, in the a guy I know, Lorenzo Vicini, he's a big Palermo fan. He's got family from there. He runs ultraspalermo.com, and it's an English site. He's Italian American, Sicilian American, and he found Zamparini's private email address, and he wrote him an email the season they went down, and asked him, like, please, you know, stop this, you know, stop sacking everyone. Let's have some stability and whatnot. And he didn't expect to get a reply, but naturally he did get a reply. It was a completely crazy, unhinged reply where he compared Norbert Balog with Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and it's just completely Zamparini unhinged. And he, you know, he published this after Zamparini died on Twitter. It's on his Twitter page. And but the best part of that is at the bottom of it says this email, this long kilometer email, is sent from Zamparini from his iPad at like 04:52 in the morning. And it's like, you know, when that moment in time, or the moment of the day or the night when all the best ideas come creeping out. It's just he's unbelievable. He's absolutely brilliant. Yeah, we could do an entire podcast on crazy Italian football presidents. I mean, when we had what's his name, Negri on, Marco Negri on, and he talked about Luciano Gaucci, they called the Hurricane, and the stuff that he used to do. I mean, it's just, you could go on all day.